What is going on, everybody? Let's talk offense and defense today for these Longhorns. Some easy things that I think we can improve on going into the bye week. Some things that I would like to see on both sides of the football. Let's jump right into it. All right, so we're going to start with offense today. One of the things we're going to do here today, and what every offensive coordinator around the country should do, is look around and see what's working. You know, why it's working, and try to implement that into your offense in the best way that it can be implemented. Another important factor when talking about offense is playing to your strengths of your personnel and playing to cover up the weaknesses of your personnel. So what's a simple fix that we can make over the bye week to dramatically improve our offensive approach? If you look around the NFL right now, the 49ers and the Rams have I think what would be considered by many to be the best offensive schemes in all of football. The key word that's used in those two offenses to define those two offenses is everything marries together perfectly. What do I mean by that? I mean the run looks like the pass, and the pass looks like the run. They both kind of go about things a little bit different as far as motions or actions. The Rams use more of a zone blocking scheme. The 49ers use more of a power O scheme. That's fine. Those are technicalities that don't really matter as far as the Longhorns go. But we need to understand, okay, the best way to stress a defense is to have half of them thinking it's a run play and the other half thinking it's a pass play, because everything looks the same. You know, your run game is married to your pass game. Your pass game is married to your run game. It stresses the defenses a lot. So let's look at real quick, what are the strengths of the Longhorns and what are the weaknesses of the Longhorns as far as offense is concerned. I think the obvious strength, and everybody will know this, jump on the back of number 11 and see how far he can take us. We definitely need to get some more help around him. We definitely need to get some other things going, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. And what is the weakness of our offense right now? Our offensive line play is pitiful. Okay, pitiful. We cannot move a soul in the run game. Our offense right now doesn't have an identity. It feels like throw a screen out on 1st and 10, taking deep shots on 3rd and 1, regardless of whatever the play call. Sam threw it deep. Our offense doesn't have an identity right now because we can't run the football. It's that simple. You have to have as an offense be able to kind of stay on schedule as far as down and distance goes. If it's 2nd and 5, the play calling is a lot different than if it was 2nd and 11 because we can't run the ball. You have to allow your offense to be able to get into a rhythm. You have to wear down the defense, right? The identity of an offense starts with being able to run the football. So that's something we're definitely going to tackle today. And that is going to be obviously the focal point of what we're doing here. So speaking of running the football, who's the best runner on the team? It's number 11, Sam Ehlinger. The Longhorns last season showed a set that I thought was awesome. I love seeing. They put 3 wide receivers to the left. This may be the left. I don't know which side's the left because they're talking to a camera. They put three wide receivers to the left. They put a single tight end to the right on the line of scrimmage. They put a running back next to Sam in the backfield. Okay, the play here is an RPO. Okay, the first read for Sam, one of the defenders, whoever it is in the formation, depending on how the defense were to align, he is reading that defender. If that defender comes inside at all to stop the run play, Sam throws the bubble screen out to the left. There's 3 wide receivers out there. One of them will run a bubble. Whatever kind of variation of a screen you want to run, it really doesn't matter. You get the ball in the hands of one of your playmakers in the open field, a guy who could run after the catch. Okay, it's a numbers game. Okay, if that defender stays flat and doesn't come inside at all, then we have a quarterback power going to the right. Again, we have our tight end, we have our running back over there. This quarterback power play from this formation would allow us to get on the edge. Our offensive line is having problems moving people. We get to kind of double team the edge there. We have our running back as an extra blocker. Our offensive line needs help. We have an extra blocker because it's a quarterback run play. And then you get Sam on the edge of the defense, and he's definitely going to be a problem. As well as, he's going to be able to make people miss, put his head down, get first downs. The whole theme here to let Sam be a good decision maker that generally he is. To use him as the weapon on the ground that he is, the warrior that he is, and give our offense a chance to kind of stay on schedule here. Again, an RPO play like this, whatever the defense does as far as the numbers, they're going to be wrong. If that defender steps up, we throw the bubble. We have a number advantage to the outside. Should be a free, 3 to 5 yards. Easy gains. We're staying on schedule. Again, if that defender were to stay flat, our best football player right now, number 11, Sam Ellinger, off to the edge on the right. And again, we're talking 3 to 5 yards here, right? We need to be able to stay on schedule. We need to be able to establish an identity. We need to be able to control the line of scrimmage, okay? And ultimately, we need to be able to wear down a defensive front so that we can, when it's crunch time, we can, in a 3rd and 1 situation, run the football when we need to, okay? But it starts with, we have to be able to scheme a way to find success, with the added benefit of, once we do find success, it sets up a very easy play action pass play to get somebody down the sideline. Remember, we got our tight end sitting there on the edge. He's going to be blocking defenders, whether it's outside linebackers, whether it's a safety walk down, whatever. However they choose to try to stop this look, that tight end is going to be pounding away if they run this play enough times. And that defense, again, is going to fall asleep knowing that Sam Ellinger's coming around the corner. And then you call the play action version of the play, and you've got a tight end running wide open down the sideline. I think there is definitely, when we look back to kind of the marriage of plays, right? You want to stress the defense as much as possible. Defense doesn't know what's coming, right? Half the defense is playing the pass, half the defense is playing the run, and they're not going to know what hit them. And then, kind of like I was saying just a second ago, once we establish something that is successful, something that allows us to be on schedule, something that works consistently, right? Allow Sam to kind of impose his will on the defense, then everything else comes alive. Then the deep passes, then whatever other creative formations, whatever other cute stuff you want to run, then all that comes alive. But first and foremost, we need to establish the run game. All right, we're going to jump into defense real quick. Defense for me, at least in theory, is much more simple. Defensive players need to be able to read, react, destroy. And the only way to do that is for players to be playing fast and not thinking about their assignment or their role or whatever it is, intricacies going on within the defense. I don't care what they need to do as far as the bye week and going into Baylor. I don't care if we go to Baylor with one formation and 2 plays in that formation. You do whatever you can to help these defenders play fast and to not think, okay? In order to be able to be a good defense, in order to be able to make plays, in order to be able to consistently make stops, the defense can't be thinking about their assignment. You can't react to what the offense is doing if you're busy thinking and not reading, okay? And then you can't destroy if you can't react. And then if you can't do some of those things, you're playing on your heels and you're giving up all kinds of yardage. I think the key word for the defense needs to be simplify. Give these players a chance to play with their hair on fire and to give max effort, right? Kind of go back to the I don't care if you miss, just miss going 110 miles per hour, okay? Because even if you were to miss, okay, your buddy behind you is also going 110 miles per hour, and one of you is gonna hit him. One of you is gonna make the play, okay? So it's a collective. I think we have seen some good things from our defense. I think we did make improvements as far as tackling on the back end, especially in the TCU game. And then the Oklahoma game was a little more rough. All of a sudden we couldn't stop the run. Oklahoma's got that power G, whatever you call it, scheme, where they're pulling their guards and their tackles, and they're getting all kinds of movement and creating some weird looks. They're like the only team in college football that runs a play like that, as far as I know. Unique, and it works for them, and it's worked for them for a long time. Gives defenses problems. No excuses for our defensive staff. They got to know that coming in, that's coming, and we got to put people in position to make plays. Again, it comes down to, again, if you know what's coming, you can read it and react, and then if you react to what's happening, you can destroy what's happening. And I think the key word here for defense, the scheme doesn't matter. I don't care what coverage we play. Simplify, make it easy. Go into Baylor. If they're our next team, hopefully we do play Baylor next weekend. And let's light our hair on fire and go hit somebody. All right, y'all. That's it for me today. Like I said, I want the Longhorns to be great, man. No exceptions, no excuses. These videos after losses are hard to make. These are definitely some improvements, some things, whether it's scheme or whether it's just the approach I think there are improvements that the offense and defense could implement, especially with the time that we have on this bye week. And then, like I said, hopefully we do play Baylor. If not, we'll have even more time to prepare. Right now, the Longhorns need to be focused on them and improving who they are. I think this team is close. I really do. I know it doesn't look like it at times. We just, we gotta get over that hump. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Hook 'em.